Hello, fellow knights. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the Last Ronin movie, right? And how, like, last year, was it last year or earlier this year? I forget. But at some point within the last year, last 365 days ish, we got the announcement that Paramount was planning to do a Last Ronin movie. And I, as someone who's a huge Ninja Turtle fan, for those of you who aren't aware, my channel before I called it the Scattered Night channel was called Phil TMNT. I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan. I met Kevin Eastman. I got those bragging rights. I love it. So I was so excited when I heard that the Last Ronin movie was going to come out because I read the comics. There's 5 issues in the Last Ronin, and I think 6 in the Lost Years, and at least 90% of it I really enjoy. There's a few things I would wouldn't have done. I would took in a different direction, like the reveal of the Last Ronin. I would have waited until like at least the second issue before revealing who the Last Ronin is. But that's just me. But having a Last Ronin film that was rated would be rated R, giving the first minstrel film like that came out in the 1990 a run for its money in terms of the dark tone. Oh my Jesus Lord, I would have loved that. The Phil would have loved that. Well, we got an update on that. And it's not the type of update that I was honestly hoping for. So the Paramount decides to still go with an industrial movie, but it's so shelving the Last Ronin for now. And I'm sad about that because, well, I'm sad and happy. Happy we're still getting an intro film. Sad that we're not getting a Last Ronin film so soon. And yes, this is off of Geeks and Gamers, so let's get this. So Paramount is looking to kick the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise into a higher gear, and with a new live-action movie, which unfortunately means sidelining the adaptation of the popular graphic novel The Last Ronin. An exclusive from the Hollywood Report reveals that Paramount is interested in making the most of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles brand since the company owns its outright, and they want a new live action movie. To do this, they're negotiating with Neil H. Morris, who produced the Fast and Furious films. And this is what they're saying that a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, live action film is in the works at Paramount. N.H. Morris, Fast and Furious, and talks to produce. Paramount is said to be wanting to sonicify the Ninja Turtle universe. Now, I enjoyed the 3 Sonic the Hedgehog movies that's come out so far. I saw the third one in theaters, first and second one on like streaming services, but I do say that I enjoyed the Sonic films. So if it's N.H. Moritz doing it, then I'm okay with them quote unquote Sonicifying the TMNT franchise. But I would love in my lifetime to see a Last Ronin movie, R-rated Ninja Turtle film, because as some of you might not know, the original version of the Ninja Turtles, which they somewhat hinted at in the Turtles Forever movie, was more serious than the Turtles we've been getting in recent years. They and I mean like in terms of movies and TV shows. Comics, on the other hand, like I said, the Last Ronin comic was awesome. It's dark, gritty, and somewhat bloody. So if we're gonna get a true adaptation of the Last Ronin that really honors the lore of the Ninja Turtles and the Last Ronin, I think the Last Ronin films would be rated R, in my humble opinion. But if they're like wanting to like ease people back into like live action turtle films, then yeah, I can see them wanting to do like the more family friendly aspect of it first, starts before getting into the harder R rating. But I think I'll finish after the. Actually, no, I'll continue. I think if they did go into the Last Ronin, I think there would still be that core fan group that would have came out and supported. I think The Last Ronin would have like did strong in the box office. Maybe a bit stronger after this. I don't know, but I think it will have been a strong thing to do with that strong boom in the box office, in my humble opinion. Anywho, more importantly, the Paramount Morris also produced the Sonic the Hedgehog films, which is the framework the studio wants the new Ninja Turtles film, live action slash computer animation hybrid that will appeal to the much desired fourth quadrant of the movie going public males, females, those who are over 25, and those under 25. This is why The Last Ronin is being shelved, as Hollywood Reporter says that Paramount wasn't keen on having the first non-animated movie in 10 years to be bloody, skewing story. Which I can understand that. Also, with the chopping block of the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as TV series acting as the spin-off of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, the animated film from Seth Rogen and Eamon Goldberg. Production on the Tales was halted last week, with Paramount explaining that the show is not the vision of the owners want. The second season is set to debut on Paramount Plus on December 12th and will be its last. The showrunner, Christopher Yost, calling the series the best episodes yet. Which I'm not a huge fan of the Mutant Mayhem universe. So I'm okay with them only having 2 seasons because I think it was like one point where it was going to have 5 seasons, but so I'm okay with that. While the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is sequel is still set to release on September 17th, 2027. The cancellation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tales of the Ninja Turtles puts the future of these films into question. If Tales isn't the vision the owners want, it stands to reason that the movie was Spawn isn't either. Mutant Mayhem was considerably successful with one that amount of money was can see on the screen 181 trillion 935 billion 518 on the $70 million budget. The modest, not the first film live action, which unadjusted for inflation, the 2 live action movies produced by Michael Bay, the second of which was considered a dud. So there are there does seem to be hope for The Last Ronin. As one insider tells Hollywood Reporter, the Paramount wants to leave the door open to possibly revisit it down the road. And the reasoning behind this makes sense. If they want to relaunch the brand with the live action series, starting with a standalone story that takes place in the future where all the turtles except one are dead, is the is not the best idea. Just as starting a new Batman series with the adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns wouldn't work. Yeah, again, I kind of see that. As they say, as for the Mutant Mayhem movies, is likely depend on how the sequel does in 2027. If it improves on the first film's success and gets Paramount a considerable return, it could continue. However, if it does the same business as Mutant Mayhem or takes even less money, it will probably be jettisoned, along with the rest of the current Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle projects, like the Last Ronin, making a way for a more appealing iteration of the pizza obsessed brothers. And for me, like before I like switch gears a little bit away from Mutant Mayhem, I enjoyed Mutant Mayhem as a kids film, but as a Ninja Turtle film, I didn't feel like it honored the turtles too much. Like, sure, I like the Eastman and Laird references in the 5 seconds, if even it was 5 seconds that we heard the ninja rap, but like, I also have like those 3 little callbacks. The two being to Kevin Eastman, being Eastman High, and Laird sign that Turtles and April had their first conversation in front of, and then hearing the ninja rap song for like 5 seconds from the in a fight. Was Mutant Mayhem a good movie? Like I said, it's a kids movie, yeah, but it's an instrumental movie, no. And sure, I'm going to see Mutant Mayhem too, because the first one teased the Shredder in the after credit scene, but like I'm still like iffy on like I still find it stupid that the turtles are in public, not giving a fuck about hey, we're mutants, we're in public, we're not gonna follow the ninja code. I think that's stupid. So I'm hoping with the sequel we'll show that okay, we love this public life, but for the safety of for us and our the people we care about, we gotta go back in the shadows. Anywho, I am looking forward to the these new live action turtle films because we haven't had one since like at the moment like 11 years with what Out of the Shadows being the last movie. And I get that there are some people like my sister for example that were put off by the Bay Turtles due to their look because my sister even said that they look like cockroaches initially, and then some other people said that they didn't like the story or whatever. And like the April O'Neil casting. I get that. I enjoy the Michael Bay Turtle films, but I I will admit they're not on the same level as the 1990 film for me, or the Secret of the Ooze film, or the 2007 like CGI film. It's not on that same level. I think the Michael Bay movies are better than the third movie in the 90s trilogy, but still not on the same level as the first two live action Ninja Turtle films that were ever made, or the '07 Ninja Turtles film, or even by extension, going deeper into the animation side, the Turtles Forever film, or Batman vs. the Ninja Turtles, but that's besides the point. So I'm also happy that they're not giving like completely dropping um the Last Ronin. I am hoping that one day they will, in my lifetime too, make an adaptation of The Last Ronin because that was great. And I even made uh um reviews of The Last Ronin. I will if I can find the playlist, I will link it in the description as well as linking the link to this article in the description below so you guys can go read through this article on your own and watch my reviews because there's a 6-part review I did of The Last Ronin. 5 of them was solo, just video based. The sixth one in the series line that I'm thinking of has a live stream of me, Amen Fate, Astro, and Ronin66 reviewing, doing like a roundtable type review of it. And that was fun. And shout out to, I forget it was Astro, Ronin66, or Amen Fate who gifted me the Last Ronin comic. So thank you for that. They also gifted me the Power Ranger and Ninja Turtle comic that I do believe I also did a review on, which if I did a review on that as well and made a playlist, I will link that playlist for you guys too. If you guys want to want to watch that series of reviews to watch too. That said, I will say both contain spoilers. So, anyways, what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow knights later.